Well, that's the fight picks for this week. So let's move on to stuff we like. I have a feeling that me and Bobby might be picking the same stuff we like this week. So, Steph, we'll be starting with you. What do you got?
Not too much. We kept it pretty strictly on WandaVision last week. Deservedly so, since that show wrapped up. Pretty looking forward to Falcon Winter Soldier coming next week. I know what's it called? It has to be any minute now. The Snyder Cut, because the ban's been lifted. The reviews are coming out.
This Friday.
Clearly that's coming out on the way. But not to be negative, if you're excited about the Snyder Cut, that's cool. If you're a DC fan, that's cool. I mean, I'm gonna check it out because I got HBO. But like, I just gotta say, I don't know why anyone's excited. Zack Snyder's got a bunch of other movies out. They're not very good. You remember Batman versus Superman? Zack Snyder got to make that movie. Like, what's his excuse for why that movie's so terrible? What's his excuse?
Steph, it was really cool. It was really cool when that guy kicked the guy into a pit in 300. We're all hanging our hat on that scene. Okay.
I mean, I guess. I mean, like I always say, my favorite part of Batman versus Superman is the realization that Metropolitan and Gotham City were just Oakland and San Francisco all along. I honestly thought they were both supposed to be New York, but no, it was here. It was the West Coast all along.
And then
baby.
Let us not forget, you called Superman a Boy Scout. In the Zack Snyder universe, he's an elitist. Okay, because as you've said, Superman is in San Francisco, Batman's in Oakland. In the movie, Superman fucking zips off to like fucking Zimbabwe or something to help with a fire, but he can't hook Batman up with some backup and fuck like a hop, skip, and a jump away in fucking Oakland. That's fucked up.
Did he direct the one, the other Superman movie with Zod? Was that him too?
Man of Steel.
Yeah, did he do Man of Steel?
I don't know.
I didn't mind Man of Steel
camera style that he normally.
I know people didn't like it when Superman killed the motherfucker, but and broke half the city. But I thought it looked pretty. I mean, look, I get why they didn't like that, but I thought the movie was entertaining enough. By the way, like this movie's 4 hours long, Stefan. The problem with the fucking Justice League wasn't that it was too short. 4 hours.
I mean, it just sounds like he's trying to cram a lot of stuff in, and like it's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm someone who's binge watched the extended cut of the Lord of the Rings thing in a day. Like, I have no problem sitting down and just geeking out about things. It's just like it's not even that I think all his movies are bad. I don't think he's made anything that's that good. So it's just like people are getting real hyped about Snyder Cut, and like I still kind of just think it's going to be a mediocre movie. But that said, that's not really my stuff. I like. I've been watching a shit ton of anime. That's all I'm saying. I'm continuing on the shows. Mike got into Domestic Girlfriend after I gave him that the shout out. It is a beautiful car wreck. That story. Season 2 is nowhere in sight though, and I realized that season 1 actually came out 2 years ago. So I'm a little like disheartened by that. I know the manga has completed, and I actually do know what the ending of it is. The disaster only becomes more of a disaster, Mike. But I finished a series, another rom-com called Oregairu. It's kind of what its shorthand name is. Its English translation is really weird. It's like it's something like my romantic comedy life is a disaster snafu or something. It's got a really weird English title. It's 3 seasons that I watched in a week, but apparently it took 7 years of real time for it to actually complete. So for the fans of that show, that was quite a wait they had to get through. And then I just shout out to Japan and hoping they're doing okay, because the other night I was out here watching the most recent episode to Attack on Titan in their final season. And 16 minutes into the episode, it cuts to the Japanese emergency broadcast system because I guess while it was airing, Wakayama got hit by a 4.7 magnitude earthquake. And Japan is on that Pacific Rim, and they're no strangers to the earthquake. So I'm hoping it's okay. So that show got preempted, but otherwise just rolling through. Horimiya, Attack on Titan, Quintessential Quintuplets, they're all still currently running in this present season of anime. I fucking love anime. Mike, you weren't wrong. If Bobby wasn't here, this would have been an anime podcast. And you know what? We might still transition to that one day. But Mike, I got plenty of recommendations for you once you catch up on all these shows.
And by the way, the show you're talking about, Oregairu, I'm here. It's literally what it just means.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Oh,
Do people watch all?
God.
Not to get anybody to incriminate themselves right now, but Crunchyroll is where people watch all anime, right? That's generally a place. Does it have everything
That's
you want,
the
or do you have-
primary place. The big chief competitor is Funimation. They pulled a lot of content off of Crunchyroll. So another like kind of comedic series that I would recommend, Mike, that I've actually been rewatching for fun is Kaguya-sama: Love is War. The first season is on Crunchyroll, but the second season, to officially get it, you have to track it on Funimation.
Ugh.
But Reddit will help you find things.
I already pay for Crunchyroll. I can't pay for Funimation as well. I can't see myself paying $9 for two different freaking anime services.
Isn't there random parts of Crunchyroll they stuck on HBO Max too? HBO Max just got parts of other services.
HBO Max has some of it. Hulu has some of it because there's a lot of joint companies of who owns who and all this. I think a lot of the premium Crunchyroll stuff you can basically get on Hulu as well.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the only thing you got this week, stuff. All right. So me and Bobby, we watched a movie over the weekend. Bobby, what's up?
I got one more thing.
Okay.
Shout out to our girl Maki Itoh.
Yeah.
Mike and I are lieutenants in the Itoh Respect Army here. I've just decided. Took on Riho in the main event of the debut episode of AEW.
Wait, do not tell me if she won or not. I haven't watched it yet.
I will. I mean, of course, Mike. There's no way you could guess what happened with Maki Itoh in a wrestling match. But
Mike, I didn't watch it, but I'm going to tell you, she has an arc to her character. She's not a winner. I don't watch any AEW, but I know Maki Itoh is not a winner.
yeah, shout out to Maki Itoh putting on the single. Okay, I'm not saying single greatest. Top 5 all-time wrestling entrants, where she came out and she normally sings. She sings her song. That's her gimmick. She's a former Japanese idol.
She is Britta Perry of Community. You just let her go out there and sing her awkward song.
So she came out to sing her song. The music cut because they started wrestling in the middle of the ring. Maki's like, shit, man, I'm getting my shit in. She's like, I'm getting my shit in. That's wrestling terminology. She's getting her shit in. She sat there, sang her intro song. The champion of the weight class of the division came up to her. She bopped her in the head with 3 of the shittiest mic hits of history.
So good.
And it made veteran wrestling announcers Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross lose their shit. They were laughing so hard. This woman is so over with, and like, she was on BTE this week, dancing with the Dark Order, talking about how they have shitty dancing. I'm the cutest pro wrestler in the world, if you will, Maki Itoh. We're on board, 100%. Mike, go ahead. I apologize. We had to give her a shout out, though.
I 100% agree with you. I remember when Britt Baker announced her as her replacement during Revolution. I haven't been legitimately that happy. I don't know since when. Maybe when I passed the bar. Maybe that was the last time I was that happy.
This is a wrestler Mike didn't know who she was 3 weeks ago, and we have now. She's right at the favorite. She might be our favorite right there.
Steph, you can also find her on YouTube on some Japanese show singing the theme song to Evangelion, in case you're looking for an anime angle to rope you in.
Oh, I mean, I got it, Mike. Like, I get her appeal. Like, if you look at Year in Mai's like Spotify Year in Reviews, someone's gimmick being the failed idol. Like, okay, yeah, I'm in. Like, that's already the shit I'm always watching.
She has it. They call it an unreasonably hard head, and one of her moves is just doing a shitty headbutt. And it's called the kokeshi. What's it stand for? What does it mean, Mike? Kokeshi?
I think it roughly translates to like hard head, essentially.
That's it. In pro wrestling, it's a debate: who has a harder head, Samoans or Maki Itoh? That's where we're at in 2021.
It's either hard head or like head attack. I'm not entirely sure.
There you go.
But yeah, besides our new queen Maki Itoh, the other thing that I like this week, and I think Bobby will agree and like as well, is Jesus, what's the full name of the movie? Judas and the Black Messiah, starring Get Out's Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. Daniel Kaluuya is playing chairman of the Illinois chapter for the Black Panthers, Fred Hampton, and Lakeith Stanfield is playing a CI for the FBI, or the aforementioned Judas. I really enjoyed the movie. I watched it on the recommendation of Bobby, who watched it a few days before me. One thing I really love about historical movies is that, especially when I'm watching it by myself in my apartment, is as I'm watching it, I know these are real people, so I'll start Googling and researching them and seeing, all right, well, what more can I find out about them than the movie is telling us? And you know, Fred Hampton, he got fucked. There's no other way to say it, but he was assassinated by the FBI because they thought he could potentially be someone to, start a really unified, black civil rights cause, in this country. And at least the way the movie was depicting it, and from what I read from him in the internet, he was starting to do that, and not just for black people, but for disenfranchised people of all races. It shows in the movie a part where he recruits poor whites and Latinos from the Chicago area.
Rainbow Coalition, brother. Real thing.
Rainbow Coalition. And it was a shame how they assassinated him. They just burst into his house and executed him. Shot him in the head, execution style. Really sad movie, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I don't like being the one that always brings down this podcast on stuff we like. So
I told you I was going to talk about. I didn't bring. I watched it actually before last week's podcast. I watched it that Sunday. And I you guys know this about me. I'm predisposed to like historical content about this time period. I'm a big nerd for 60s, 70s American history. Pretty much Kennedy through Nixon is kind of my shit. I love it. I'll watch anything about it. And I knew the story a little bit. Like, I didn't know this specific story, but I knew the story of the FBI and COINTELPRO and the efforts to fuck with black leaders. Martin Luther King also. J. Edgar Hoover using a lot of questionable tactics, quite frankly, as director of the FBI. This movie is really well made, and the performances are great. Just today, Daniel Kaluuya and Lakeith Stanfield. Daniel Kaluuya, probably most known for Get Out or Black Panther, probably at this point. Lakeith was in Get Out too, though, I believe.
He was in Get Out.
He was the groundskeeper, right?
He was the one that said the words "Get Out."
Yeah.
He's in Atlanta, and then he had a starring role in what was that called? Thank You for Interrupting.
Yeah,
something?
he did that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's killing it. It's a real new generation of young African American actors, by the way, killing it in Hollywood, and I'm just hoping Lakeith comes back to Atlanta, man. Gambino even comes back to Atlanta. They both got nominated for supporting actor, which I was wondering how that would work because I was not sure who was technically the lead. I thought Lakeith was honestly going to get a Best Actor nomination. I thought it was very much split, the story of two men, because Lakeith is telling the story of he wasn't an FBI agent. He was a man who got busted by the FBI impersonating an FBI agent. He was a
criminal informant.
Criminal informant there. I thought CI is for confidential informant. It's for criminal?
Isn't a confidential informant? Aren't those normally just criminals?
That's fair. It wasn't some FBI agent that was put under, though. And he played a guy named Bill O'Neill. And it's just, they both were so good in this. And the person who, people aren't talking about him in this movie, but he's good in, I say everything, the three things I've known him in, is Jesse Plemons, which, if you sound familiar, it's Landry from Friday Night Lights.
That's right.
Landry from Friday Night Lights, man. He fucking does great in this. He kills it as like an FBI agent who's not so sure what he's doing is right.
Other people might remember Jesse Plemons more famously, as much as I know him as Landry from Friday Night Lights.
Breaking Bad?
Yes, other people know him as what, Todd? Was that his name?
Todd and Breaking
Todd.
I like to imagine Todd is just Landry, just things didn't go well after school. After high school was over, he ended up as Todd in Breaking Bad.
He got no scouting.
I'm about to. I'm a
football. And he just moved to Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna spoil some Friday Night Lights since it's a fairly old show now, and I think the spoiler thing is that there was that terrible season where they got rid of a body,
didn't happen.
and it was like, wait, what happened to this being a high school football show? Why is there a stalker, a murder, and a disposing of the body arc going on? What's happening to the show? So yeah, he was ready to go by the time he hit Breaking Bad.
This movie got nominated for 5 Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, 6 actually, 2 of them for Best Supporting Actor. As I mentioned, Best Original Screenplay. The Lucas brothers. If you look them up, you see their faces, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Twin brothers who are comedians. Some of the writers on this movie. Best Cinematography and Best Original Song. I fucking loved it. I'm predisposed to like movies about this topic, about this time period. I thought they did great. Daniel Kaluuya won Best Supporting Actor at the Golden Globes. Yeah, he's really good, man. I didn't know who he was before Get Out. I don't know what else he was, if he was in anything else, but that was noteworthy. But
he was on the first season, back when he was still just in Britain as an actor. He was on the first season of what's that show, Black Mirror? I don't know if you watched that show.
Okay. Yeah.
But,
okay.
he was the
I've
one
seen
with the
Black Mirror.
bikes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really good. And Lakeith is good on everything, man. They're not going to let him play. He's going to play Darius again? Be just fucking weirdo in Atlanta? FX is going to have to pay these kids, man. Get Gambino to come back. Get him to come back. Get, what's her name to come back? She's in some stuff now. Zazie Beetz. Even Paperboy's and stuff. Isn't Paperboy in a Marvel movie? Am I crazy? Isn't that
he's going to be in Eternals.
FX, man, we gotta. Don't they own FX though now? Isn't that a thing?
They own Fox, so
they own 20th Century. They own FX anyway. It's all in the family. You got to pay these kids, man. You got to pay them to be on TV. I thought it was great. I mean, I told Steph to watch it. I'm sure we have an HBO Max subscription. You're gonna get to it eventually. I recommend it strongly, and I know you like to watch the flicks and get nominated for stuff. So it got nominated for Best Picture.
That reminded me, just because I wanted to give a shout out. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but since you're talking about young talent in Hollywood, I had to give out a shout out to my guy Steven Yeun. I've been a fan of his for a while. News came out today. He's the first Asian male to ever be nominated for the Best Actor award for the Oscars. Oscars So White has been a thing for quite a time now, and they're trying to do their thing to diversity. But his movie Minari, it's been on my short list of things. I think I have to VOD rental it, which is why I haven't checked it out just yet. But knowing that he got the Best Actor nod for it, I kind of had a feeling it had the look of a movie that was going to be really good. As I've said to some of my friends, like, I'll watch it when I feel like crying, because I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a heavy movie. But shout out to just people making moves in young Hollywood these days.
I know we're getting long here, but can I real quickly list what's up for Best Picture and see who's actually seen any of these movies?
Yeah, go ahead.
The Father. Sorry, it's my phone. The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of the Chicago 7. I've seen 2 of them. I've seen Trial of the Chicago 7 and Judas and the Black Messiah. Trial of the Chicago 7 is fucking excellent too. That's on Netflix. Not as good as Judas and the Black Messiah, but I mean, I'm a nerd for Aaron Sorkin shit. That one's really well acted as well. Steph, you seen any of these?
I will have seen Minari by the time that the winner is announced.
I'm 20 minutes into Minari so far. So far, I like it.
Right on.
All right, so does that cap it off for you guys with stuff we like this week? All right, so this is gonna bring a close to our show this week. A few things I would like to announce. We finally have a YouTube channel. So we'll be putting our full episodes on there, and we'll also be breaking down the episodes into, particularly fun parts as well. So another avenue for you guys to partake from us, and it's amazing. So
please subscribe.
Please watch there.
No ads, we promise.
No ads yet. Until
that was a key word. Yet.
Until we get enough. We want some money, guys.
Please subscribe to us, and once enough of you do, We're monetizing the shit out of it.
I am not above begging. If you guys want to see a grown man cry, if that's what will get you guys to subscribe, Bobby will do it.
Okay, fine. If I have to.
But in all seriousness, thank you so much for listening. We all really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cheers.